Hello guys, how's everybody doing? My name is Ernst and today I would like to talk about discipline and how to actually start doing things that have been on your mind for a while. Now, I believe all of us have been in a situation, and that does not matter how disciplined you already think you are or how undisciplined you think you are. We have been in a situation where there is something on our mind, a task, an action that has to be done, and we just can't get to do it. So for past few months I've been exploring ways to actually get myself to do certain actions that I don't really want to do, i.e., become more disciplined. And what I got to is, first of all, understanding that usually I don't want to do them things, even though I do want to do them things. Only when my subconscious mind, which is your second brain, or you could even think about it as a first brain, because it kind of is more important than your conscious mind, just simply because usually in your day you do 95% of tasks out of habit, and our habits are ingrained in our subconscious mind. So our subconscious mind kind of operates our reality, and unconsciously we make small little changes here, there. But so we tend to not do actions that we want to do or think that we need to do because our subconscious mind does not understand the reasoning of why they're important. And how you can fix that obviously is by thinking of that action from different perspectives. So I want to put that action here, look at it from various viewpoints, and understand why that action is actually important for my life. So if, let's say, I myself had a problem with starting to draw more, so I'm passionate about drawing, but and I do understand that I want to draw more and that I need to draw more simply because over the years and prolonged period of time I will still have drawing in my life. Like, I will, in 40 years, drawing will still be there. I will still, once in X amount of time, I will still pick up a pen and I will still draw something and I will use it for something. Or maybe if AI and Neuralink is developed good enough, then I will just be able to project my thoughts onto a piece of paper or a piece of something without drawing, which will make sure that I don't need to draw. But that's not important. What's important is that although I believe that I will still need it and I will still be using it, I find it hard to actually sit down and draw because I don't find it as important subconsciously. So it's like a clash between my subconscious mind and conscious mind, where consciously I think that, like, yeah, it's important, but subconsciously I don't really find a reasoning to do it. So to find a reasoning, you need to, as I said, look at it broadly in different perspectives and answer question why in your life that task is important, why it's not important, and just try to ask other different questions. Try to look at it from various perspectives. Why does that change your life? Why doing and not doing that task will change your life, and how it will change or not change your life. You can actually draw. There was a technique that I came across before where you draw like a square divided into four, so four squares like this, and you answer. For example, it's about how to make a decision whether you need to do something or not do something, and you write down one of the squares is what will happen if I do it, what will not happen if I do it, what will happen if I don't do it, what won't happen if I don't do it. So you kind of just divide that action into 4 different aspects, and you look at how it will impact your life in the future. But yes, that is all cool. All the subconscious work, motivating yourself and all that. But there's also a different way where you just force yourself to actually do the action. Like where you sit down, you're like, okay, now I am a disciplined human being. How do I do it? How do I make it as easy as possible for me to actually sit down and do the action? Now, there are a few things that come into practice that you need to think of. First of all is place and time. So environment. Environment is really important. Now, why it's important, you may ask. Well, put it this way. Humans always shapeshift towards their environment. Our habits are literally interlinked with the environment that surrounds us and people that surround us. So you have most definitely heard this phrase before that tell me who 5 of your friends are and I'll tell you who you are, or that you are the product of your closest friends or closest network, which is absolutely correct, because we do shape ourselves to those who surround us, and those who surround us shape themselves towards us. So if you are in a room where, for example, my room, this environment right here, if I am a person who has never ever done anything productive in this room and has always played games, this environment is so ingrained in my brain, in my subconscious mind, that doing anything productive in this environment will just be weird and strange. Like, why would I do anything good in here if this is made for me to play games? Like, this is how I perceive it, right? It's playing games, simple. So a quick fix is to dedicate a different environment for a certain thing that you want to do. So for example, if I would want to write a couple pages of writing in the morning, it would be easier for me to go to a different room and do it there. It's also going to be easier for me if, as I said, there's a second thing. So that was a place, and second thing that I need to pay attention to is time. So you are most conscious in the morning. I'll say this again, you are most conscious in the morning. So you are the best version of yourself in the morning. Once you've woken up, your brain has shifted from, I'm not sure whether it's from alpha into beta waves, but it shifted from one type of brain waves into another, and you are in that state where you can go into a state of flow in the easiest way. You're also full of energy after you're awoken, hopefully, if your diet is good and if you've slept enough. But let's not think about that. Let's just think about how it should be. So you're most energetic, you're the most best version of you, you have the most amount of presence, you can be present with your actions. So you should really, if you really want to force yourself to start doing something new, you should really do it in the morning. One tip that will help me do it in the morning is, first of all, I want to pre-plan what I'm gonna do. So if the night before, when I was going to sleep, I was like, okay, this is what I want to do in the morning, the chances that you will actually do it are a bit higher. If you took the second step and made it more accessible for yourself when you're gonna wake up in the morning, the chances are also gonna be a bit higher. So we're gonna use the same example with writing. If I pre-planned it, look, in the morning, I'm gonna wake up, I'm gonna sit down, I'm gonna write a few pages. After I wake up, cool, my brain is gonna go from one type of brain waves into another, and I'm gonna go into flow. Cool. I put a notepad on a table, put a pen on a table, I go sleep. I wake up, I sit down, boom. I don't need to prepare anything. It's already here, it's on my table. I don't need to think. So the problem happens when you start thinking whether you should do something or not do something. This inner dialogue, but maybe I shouldn't. Maybe I should. But it's beneficial. But I'm kind of not bothered. When you start going into that inner dialogue, you versus your inner bitch, you basically lost already. Unless you have a lot of discipline. Which, let's say you don't. Let's say you can't have discipline and it's hard for you to force yourself. What we're trying to achieve here is for you to actually start doing something that seems hard, that you've been failing at doing. Although you know that it's something that you should be doing. You know that you should be doing it, but you don't. So that's two things. Environment, which is place. Time, which is in the morning is the most beneficial, but doesn't have to be in the morning. It can be any time of day. Now the third thing that I'm gonna say now is the most important. This is what the actual video is fully about. My way that I made up is you take your phone and you put timer on it. Now, anywhere from 3 to 10 minutes. Doesn't need to be more. 10 minutes is already a bit heavy. If you just want to start, just do 5. Just put the timer on, 5 minutes, boom, I'm gonna start doing it. Whatever it is that I need to do, I'm going to start doing it now for 5 minutes. Because if you really think about it, how hard can anything be for 5 minutes? 5 minutes is such a short amount of time that you probably won't even get properly focused. But the main objective here is to ingrain that new habit into your subconscious mind, that you are a kind of person who does that kind of thing. And then later on, there's a very good technique that I've came across. It's called confirmation journal. So it's something that is used like an affirmation, but it actually works unlike most of affirmations. See, what affirmations do is you affirm to yourself that you are some kind of a person. For example, I can affirm to myself that I am a kind of person that draws in the morning. I'm a kind of person that draws in the evening, etc., etc. But if I don't do it, then my brain will find between my conscious mind, which is saying that affirmation now, and my subconscious mind, there will be a clash. Because my conscious mind is saying that that's who I am and what I do. And my subconscious mind is like, no, that's not who you are and that's not what you do. Because you don't draw. What are you talking about? So, confirmation journal is when you've done something and you are confirming to yourself that you've done something. So, for example, I woken up in the morning, I drawn for 5 minutes, and then I can go take a journal out, open a page, take my pen, write down, I am a kind of person who draws in the morning. And now that is an absolute truth, because you are that kind of person that actually draws in the morning. And that is how you start doing an action which you wanted to start doing for a long time, and how you affirm to yourself that you're that kind of person, and how you shift your identity from being person A into person B, from person who doesn't do an action into person who does that action. Now, repetition is very important. So obviously, the more you do that, the more times in your day you will pick up your phone, put the timer for 5 or 10 minutes, and actually do the action, the more result you will get. But you don't need to, you don't have to do it more than once a day. You can treat it as a long game. You can treat it as something that you're gonna do once a day for 5 minutes for a year. And once a day for 5 minutes for a year is 1,500 minutes, which is, what is that, 20 hours? More than 20 hours? That's quite a lot, you know, that's a lot of time of doing something. Like, if I say that I'm gonna draw for 5 minutes a day, it totals up to being such a massive change. Think if you do that for 30 years in a row. Like, as I said at the start of the video, I know that drawing is going to be in my life for a large amount of time. So say in 40 years, when I'm going to be around 60, I'm gonna be a completely different person if I'm just gonna be doing this for 5 minutes a day. And how easy is it? How easy or how hard is it to actually force myself to do something for 5 minutes a day? And treat this like a method for anything. It can be applied to my fitness, it can be applied to my education, it can be applied to my ability to think. I can sit down and just think of something for 5 minutes, meditate, draw, code, design, learn how to type better on my PC, anything, schoolwork, college work, literally any action. Watch a video on how to cook better. I'm really just using actions on top of my head that I could do for myself, but the possibility is literally endless. I hope you enjoyed the video. I'm going to do a bit more of a continuation in the next video on how you can improve this type of program, because there's more ways on how you can optimize and make it much more efficient. But if you start doing this today, if I start doing this today, if my parents start doing this today, if everybody around us starts doing it today, think about how much more output you will generate, and those around you will generate. And if those around you see you doing that, and that will motivate them, imagine how much impact that will cause in the world if everybody starts doing 5 minutes of one action every day. Isn't that crazy? Enjoy your day. Peace.